Hello everybody, welcome to our Wollaston Primary School information PowerPoint. Hopefully this will give you all the info you will need ready for your children starting with us in September. We're really sorry that they couldn't come and have their transition and actually have the opportunity to come and spend time in school, but it is a really difficult time and we will make sure that they are allowed the opportunity to settle in really well at the beginning of September, and I will talk about this as we move through the PowerPoint. Hopefully this will answer your questions you may have. This would be the same PowerPoint I would have presented to parents at our new intake evening, so it should contain all the correct information, and if there's anything we're not answering, there are contact details as we go through the PowerPoint for you to be able to make contact and answer those questions. So throughout the PowerPoint, I'm going to go through a few of these different key bits, introducing people, a little bit about foundation stage, what to expect when the children start, health and safety issues, practical things, and then a bit more information about extended services you might require, such as breakfast club, after school club, that kind of thing. Okay, so first thing I'd like to do is introduce the key senior figures within the school. They're the people you are probably going to come into contact with fairly regularly. So I'm Zoe Richards. I'm the head teacher at Wollaston Primary, and I've been head teacher for the last year. Before that I was head of school for a year, and then I was also deputy head for 6 years previous to that too. So I've got a lot of experience and I know how the school works. I understand the school, I'm passionate about what goes on. I'm greatly supported by Mr. Phil Robinson, who is my assistant head and head of behaviour, and he's also a year 6 teacher. Mrs. Alicia Frost is my Key Stage 2 leader. She's also going to be working in year 5 in September. She's very creative, very musical. Your children will come across her during things like assemblies, that kind of thing. Miss Jenny Willoughby is the Key Stage 1 lead. She worked alongside Foundation quite regularly so that the transition is really smooth, and she will plan and work with teachers within that team as well. Mrs. Yvette Timms is our Foundation Stage leader. Her job is to lead that Foundation area, and she's got a team of 4 people that she leads within that area. And then you've got Mrs. Georgina Wise, who is our school business manager. She works in the office, she runs the school finance, she's got a very important job within the school, and works very closely alongside me as well. Other key staff you are going to probably come across during your time at Wollaston are, I've put the office staff as they seem to be the people that people come across first. So we've got Mrs. Wise, who I've just mentioned, and she's ably supported by Mrs. Patel, Mrs. Robinson and Mrs. Trimble. The Foundation Stage staff, currently we've got, as mentioned, Mrs. Timms, who's our leader of EYFS. She also works alongside Mrs. Coates and Mrs. Jones, who are job shares, although Mrs. Coates is going on to maternity leave and we're looking at replacing her, but I can't tell you who that is right now. Miss Freeman and Mrs. Thompson, who are the TAs within the room. And I've also put down the information of the Special Needs Coordinator. This is a role shared by Miss Alison Pullen and Mrs. Coates. If we feel your children are struggling academically or socially or just need a bit more intervention, these are the people that will probably make contact with you and further conversations can be had. And I've also included at the bottom our pastoral and family support worker, Mrs. Nikki Higgins. Her brief is to work with families, children, working on different things which may be troubling families, supporting them in different roles. She's always visible, she's on the gate in the morning and in the evening normally, and is easily contactable by phone or email too. Okay, so before your child starts, the group will be split into 2 classes. They're fairly small, which is quite a nice thing for the children to cope with at the beginning. The term will officially start for reception on Monday the 7th of September. However, we've decided to do some stay and play sessions to make up for the missing of transition. These will take place on the 3rd and 4th of September. They will not be required to wear a uniform for this, and we will write to you at a bit closer date with a time slot for you to be able to attend this particular session. Your children will be divided into morning and afternoon sessions, so They will be told whether they're going to be starting in the morning, and if so, they'll begin at 8:50 and will finish at 11:30. And if you are an afternoon session, you will start at 1 and finish at 3:30. On Wednesday the 30th of September, all children will start full time. What we will do that week is on the Monday and Tuesday of that week, we'll also invite children to stay for lunch to allow them to get used to that routine. But they will then start full time on the 30th of September. Okay, so they will require uniform, obviously. That can be ordered through our school website. There's a link on there to get that ordered, and then they can deliver that to your house. I think if you get it delivered to school, you potentially don't pay postage and packaging, or you can get it delivered directly to you. The school day will be fairly long when they start. It will begin at 8:50 and will move all the way through to 3:30. During that time, if you are choosing them to have packed lunch that you are bringing from home, they need to bring that within a lunchbox which is named, or they are still in that age bracket to receive universal infant free school meals. So you can go to the Kingswood website, there's also a link through our website to allow you to order food, but we can also give you more information at the office if you're not sure how that works. Please ensure your contact details are accurate. If we need to get a message to you, if your child's sick or poorly, we have to have the correct contact details. They're allowed to bring a snack in. We've put about it being labelled because obviously we want it to be theirs and no one else touching that. We do provide fruit and they are access water all through the day. For that they'll need to bring a water bottle, which again is named. With the current coronavirus crisis going on, we're not sharing any items at all. It has to be personal to them. We can keep a very close eye on, and then they can be cleaned regularly. The children will do assessments when they first come into school. They won't be aware of this. It will be something the teacher does with them. They're very fun-based activities. It's to give us a baseline. It gives us a starting point so we know where to plan and where to go with your children. I've put on there about tiredness. It is a very tiring first few weeks for reception. It's a very different routine for them to get used to. If you find your child's a bit grouchy, a little bit grumpy at home at night, it could be just tiredness and they need to go to bed early. But obviously if you're concerned about anything as well, you can quickly speak to the teacher about that. Parents' evenings, we have 2 a year. We have one in October, we have one in March. This is a chance to celebrate your children's good things that are going on and celebrate success. We always say if there's a problem that you should be made aware before Parents' Evening. This is a really nice opportunity, particularly October, just to ensure that your child's settled into that school routine and to see what other help they might require from you at home, and just to be really sort of have a really nice chat with the teacher for 10 minutes about all the good things they've managed to do. Attendance and holidays. Obviously attendance is important. When your children is under 5, there is a bit more flexibility on when they should be coming to school, but we always advocate that they are there all the time because it is the best chance for them to make the best progress. Holidays I cannot authorise. I do appreciate people book holidays during term time. I also appreciate that due to the lack of holidays last year, people will probably be trying to book holidays when they can. This is fine. Please tell me. There was absence forms to fill in the office, but I cannot and I'm not allowed to authorise those holidays. And depending on absence and the situation, there is potential cases that you could be fined. So I'm just giving you the heads up on that. Quick a bit about health and safety. Children love playing and they fall over and they hurt themselves and these things happen, and we will ensure that they're well looked after. We've got some really good paediatric first aiders within school. If we have a bumped head ever, we will always contact you to let you know. However severe we think that might be, we will just give you a call and say this has happened and allow you to make an informed decision as to what to do next. Again, make sure your contact numbers are accurate and they are not numbers that we're going to get nowhere on, because we've had that before. Head lice can be quite prominent in primary schools. They love little clean heads to jump about on. Please check your children's hair, and if you do find that you have a case, please treat it. It is easily treatable, but if we don't, it never seems to ever go away. And during your children's first year at school, they will have a medical check by the nurse. It's a standard check, just as part of their development, just to check things like weight, height. I think they do an eye test, that kind of thing. So you'll get more information about that nearer the time. We have a local academy committee. They're very much a governing body who are there to support us as a school. If you ever have an opportunity or you feel there's something you're not happy with, maybe I'm not dealing with it accurately as the head, you are entitled to go to the chair of that LAC to speak to them. Our chair is called Amisha Patel. She's going to be joining, well, she's already on part of our governing body, but she's going to become chair in September. So again, she can be contacted directly through the school. So we have an after school club and breakfast club. They're not part of the school, so we don't run it, but they are on our site and we work closely with them. We have information about this club within the office, which has prices, opening times, and any forms you might need to fill in. So if you ever need to know more about after school club and breakfast club, just nip into the office, speak to one of those 4 ladies who I mentioned at the beginning, and they will give you the information that you need. Okay, on there I've put our contact details. If you feel that there's questions you need answering that we can't do through this PowerPoint, you may very easily just give us one, myself, Mr. Robinson, or Mrs. Timms, an email. We've got a Wollaston Primary School Facebook group as well that you can easily search for, and if you click on add me to the group, I will accept you, or you can just give us a call. Or the website again is another way of finding information out. Okay, lastly, I've just put on here a few things to prepare your child for school. There's a few ideas on there. The one thing I would say out of all of those is the most important is books. Enjoying books with your children is absolutely essential. It allows their imagination to become creative. It feeds into all of the subjects. So talk about books, read with them. They get a good selection of books they can bring home from school. Please sit and just give your children 5 minutes just to read. Because it does make such a difference. I've also put in the bottom, write their name in their clothes. We have a lot of children who come with jumpers without names in, and they're very hard to give back to the owner when they're all wearing the same one. More ideas on there again. Be encouraging, talk positively about school, particularly if you've not had a positive experience yourself. Teach your children to dress and undress themselves. When we've got Super PE with 30 children, it's very difficult if they have to be having adult assistance with that. Lots of independence. We need to encourage them to be as independent as they can. And once again, I've put on there, write their names in their clothes, because this is our biggest bugbear. Lastly, information home. We do send lots of information home. Many are letters, and we will put these in your children's book bags. So please check your book bags every day, because there may be something in there. It's important. We have parent mail, which you can sign up to, which means all of your letters will be emailed out to you. If you need to give a message to the teacher, you can speak to them at the gate in the morning and afternoon, and they can pass messages on. You can easily make a phone call. And we also have a system called Class Dojo, where it's an online learning platform where you will be invited to join, and you can then make direct contact with your children's teacher. So please take the opportunity to use this, because it is a really great way of getting messages to you quickly. Okay, I think that's about everything. I'm hoping that in September I will be able to come around and meet you all and have a proper chat. I hope your children are looking forward to their start. I appreciate it's not the start they wanted, but it's difficult, and we've tried our best. Also on the website you will find an introductory video. That video introduces the key members of staff, so you can actually put a name to a face. And so please watch that. And what I will do then is again write to you closer to the end, before September, so you know about the play and stay dates, and you can sign up to one of those. I hope you have a really enjoyable summer, and I look forward, and the rest of the staff do as well, to seeing you and meeting you and your child in September when they come to Wollaston Primary. Thank you so much. Bye bye.